Hey everybody, Steve Sherman here, the Golf Gambling Podcast, for your one and done picks for the Arnold Palmer Invitational. And boy, I screwed the pooch last week. Got way too cute. Thought I was so smart going with Adam Svensson last week. Sometimes the data guy sometimes can get into that on his face, and that's what happened last week. I took a big fat zero. Luckily, chalk is still not prevailing on the PGA Tour. It didn't really hurt me all that much in one and done because it seems like no one's really doing all that great. So let's go with some one and done picks for the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Let's get back on track this week. I got 5 that I like. Let's go with that. So number 5, listen, I give up. This is another very bad take I've had the last couple weeks. Jake Knapp. At some point, this is going to end. It's going to end in spectacular fashion, but I don't really understand it. I'm not sure what really is going on with him, why it really took him 9 years to really become relevant in the PGA Tour. This isn't some 23-year-old hotshot, but listen, the guy is hot. The guy is in form. Clearly, playing with Rory McIlroy last week didn't affect him at all. He even got the dab from Rory McIlroy saying he's the real deal. Showed really well over the weekend. And this was really the first time I got to see like pretty much every single shot of him on Thursday and Friday. And everything just seems like it's going to 10 feet at this point. And I'm just going to not resist it anymore. At some point, I feel like it's going to end. If you want to continue to ride the gravy train with Jake Knapp, and if he shows up at Bay Hill with what he's been doing, with driving the ball and how well he's hitting his irons and getting up and down, just the total package right now, you want to use him in one and done and hope that, maybe he's going to fade later on in the year when people still have him available, go for it. So I give up Jake Knapp, one and done. Maybe this is what's going to be to end the Jake Knapp train, the fact that I'm on him right now. But everything he's been doing so far this year should fit what works well at Bay Hill. Just keep it riding with that. Number 4, let's go with the French Jake Knapp, and a guy that, again, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense why he is suddenly having this career resurgence. Mathieu Pavon, again, took a month off after Pebble Beach. A really good stretch of golf where he won at Torrey Pines, then our top 10 finish at Pebble Beach, took a month off, came back with a solid, I think, T20 finish last week, hit the ball pretty well. He's been hitting it just really good overall this year. And again, this is a golf course that, lends to good ball striking. Europeans tend to do pretty well this style of track historically, and he's just playing good. And I think people are sleeping on Mathieu Pavon a little bit for one and done. And just in general, he's 100 to 1 on the odds board, 80 to 1 in some places as well. I think he's going to show up and have another good finish here, despite not being the prototypical maybe Bay Hill golfer as far as what he does off the tee. He's just playing great. So if you want to use him one and done, I don't think he's going to be very popular at all. I think that's a solid choice. Number 3, how about Jason Day, flying under the radar? We talked a little bit with Kenny Kim last night about him. He's just playing solid golf, coming up 2 top 10 finishes. Obviously a former winner here. The iron play has been pretty good the last couple tournaments. The putter has been very up and down for Jason Day, which you wouldn't really expect him this year on the PGA Tour, but he's putt historically really well at Bay Hill. Maybe this is another sneaky under the radar play when everybody's looking towards guys like Ludwig and Cam Young and all these guys around him. Matthew Fitzpatrick, another popular pick this week. Maybe Jason Day goes out and posts another good finish this week at Bay Hill. That's a solid one and done pick. Number 2, how about Justin Thomas? He burned everybody at Riviera. Luckily, I did not have him for one and done. A lot of people burned him at Riviera, so you might not even have him available. But he was the guy up until about what happened in LA. He was playing great. Everybody was betting him outright. And then he had 2 really terrible days at Riviera. Listen, it happens, A. B, pair with Tiger Woods. Sometimes that can be a little bit chaotic with the galleries. And C, Tiger was sick. At least that's what he said he was. Maybe he gave some illness to everybody else. Maybe JT was on the end of that. And he's had a couple weeks off to kind of collect himself. This would be the perfect time. And I've seen this so many times in golf, betting it over the years, where people are on a guy, he's so chalk, and he bombs in spectacular fashion, and then everybody swears him off, and a couple weeks later, he comes right back, and we all look stupid. So, JT last year was in the mix at Bay Hill. He was 4 off the lead after Friday, 4 off the lead after Saturday. I remember because I had a ticket on JT. I was really expecting him to come out on Sunday and just do really well. The putter was kind of catch up, never did. But I think the fact that maybe people have wrote off JT and he's coming to Bay Hill where, if what he had up until that point is there, he should be good here. And he showed a lot better at Bay Hill last year than what he actually posted. I think he's a fine one and done pick. I do not think he's going to be all that popular. But number 1, maybe it's just because I've just been getting kicked in the teeth the last couple of weeks, being way too cute. And this is a big money event. I'm going to go with Rory. I'm going to go with the chalk here. I'm going to burn Rory at this point. I haven't really burned a ton of big names so far in one and done. I've been doing very well, mostly on the strength of Ludwig, who's also a decent one and done pick if I've already used him. Look, I mean, I think the fact that Rory still gained 9 strokes tee to green at the Cognizance of like some horrible holes that he had, so really a lot of lackadaisical irons he hit at that place. Listen, he's firing all cylinders, at least with the ball striking at this point. The putter needs to come around for him. I think it's going to this week. At some point, we are going to get some normalcy in the PGA Tour. It has been very chaotic so far. I think it's going to happen this week. I think Rory is going to win. Listen, I'm not betting the outright because I just don't believe in betting anything under 10-1 on, these tours, but I can even for one and done without any consequence of what his number is. And that's going to be a one and done pick. Rory, doing very well at Bay Hill. So that's it. Thank you for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Golf Gambling Podcast YouTube channel. Also subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple, wherever you consume your podcast. We give you free content from the PGA Tour, Live, opposite events even. We got Matt Gannon giving out a lot of stuff for the Puerto Rico Open. If you're a true DGen, you want to bet that, go subscribe to all our stuff. And with that, good luck with all your bets and one and done contests for the Arnold Palmer Invitational.